Yo, what is up? It's GMRtrades, and today I'm going to be showing you the power of putting $100 into the stock market every single week for a year. I will be documenting this process. I also just created this account, right, that has a total of $0 in value, $0 in change. We are already 2 weeks into the month of June, so I will have to put in another $100 for the sake of this video, and so I can keep up to date with the $100 every single week. Now, cash amount $100, which I should have done this last week, but I was delaying the video. Anyways, okay, 609 transfer date. That's today, right? Everything's good. Submit. My transfer was submitted. $100 one time. Now let me go to accounts. Okay, now I have $100 in this account, and by this Friday I will have another $100 in this account. So I'll have $200 by the end of the week in this account. Now I'm going to show you why you should invest $100 every single week into the stock market. I'm going to type in investing calculator. I know how to spell, alright, don't worry about that. Anyways, so we got an investing calculator here. So we are starting with 0 because that's how much I had before I deposited that $100. Let's do after 10 years, right? So after 10 years, it's going to calculate how much I should have. Let's say we get a 10% return rate on the money we invest annually. So every year we should get 10%. Now, usually the banks target 8 to 10%, so that's kind of a normal range, and I can help you get that 10% easily. Now we're additional contribution. How much is $100 a week? All right, there's 52 weeks in a year. $100, so you should have $5,200. So I think it would be like $435 you would have to put in. As you guys can see, at the end of every month, we would contribute $435 into this account. So all your deposits are the same, $5,220. On the first year, you gained $235 in interest, which is not bad. So your ending balance should be $5,455. Second year, $780. See how you just magically made $500? Well, $540 just because you invested. That's amazing. And then the third year, now you're hitting the 4-figure range. You're making $1,380 just by contributing every single week $100 into this account. And that's in 3 years. And then year 4, $2,000. So it's like, it's just gonna, bro, that's amazing. Year 5, $2,700. Year 6, $3,500, and then it goes so on and so forth. And after that 10-year range, you made $7,000 in 1 year just off that contribution. And see, that's the power of compound interest. So guys, you should absolutely be doing this and taking this seriously, because at the end of 10 years, I should, if everything goes according to plan and everything works out, I should have $86,940 in that account. And see, my total contributions is $52,000 over the course of 10 years. And the total interest I've gained on it is $34,000. What's that like? That's like 80% of what I contributed. So 80% of what I contributed, I'm making, if that makes sense. And that's contributing $100 every single week into the stock market. Now let's just play around with this calculator. Let's just say we can put $1,000 every single month into this account. I'll have $200,000 by the end of 10 years, which is amazing. So you'll be depositing $12,000 every single year, because there's 12 months in a year. First year you gained $540 in interest. Second year, $1,700. Third year, $3,000. And look at this, it just keeps going, keeps adding up. And on year 7, you actually make 5 figures off your contributions. So bro, that's amazing. You know what I'm saying? You contributed $120,000 and the interest you gained is $80,000. That is amazing, bro. Bro, let's say we balling at this point. We're making like 10K a month. Let's put in 3,000, right? See what that gives us. Oh my God. After 10 years of compound of 10% compound interest, you should have $600,000 in that account. Bro, if you're making 10K a month and you can like have your expenses minimal, dude, you're in the money, bro. After year 4, you're making $14,000 just off interest. That's insane. And let's say, bro, in the next 2 years, your income increases, and now you can contribute more. So you don't have to stay at that $100 range, you know. And you can fit this to your needs. Like, let's say you can't contribute $100 into this account every single week. You can only contribute $25 every single week, which is like $120, something like that. Look at that. See, you guys might think $25 every single week is such a small amount, and you're like, that's not even going to change my life, that's not going to do nothing. But after 10 years, you should have $23,000, which is not bad just for investing $23 or $25 a week. And every single year you deposit $14.40, interest you gain $64. And everybody's got to start somewhere, you know. It's better. So imagine this: if you started investing $25 every single week when you are 18 or when you are 16, anything younger than 20, bro, you're set because you're ahead of most people at your current age. So don't ever think, oh, this is a little amount, like this is not going to do nothing. Yes, it is. It will do something. And especially if you're younger. If you start this when you were 16, imagine all the money you would have now. I'm 21, so that's what, 5 years. So after year 5, I would have $10,000 if I worked a job at 16 and put $25 every single day, every single week into the stock market. And I just stayed with that method. And then that's when in 2 years, I would make close to 4 figures. Like some months you might get lucky, or some investment picks you get might go to the moon. You might catch a Nvidia play. You might get that thing at $50 and it goes to 200. Then it's like, holy shit, you just made way more than 10% in a year. So anything is possible with this, you know. Yeah, so I encourage you guys to go on this and just play around with it and fit it to your needs, or just do whatever you want to do, bro. Like, let's say we put in $5,000 a month, bro. I should have $1 million after 10 years. Who doesn't want $1 million, right? And all you got to do is $5,000. So if you can find a way to make more income to achieve this goal, go ahead and do it. Now I'm gonna show you on my account the automatic system I already have, so I don't have to go into this account weekly and actually manually do the $100 every week. So it just makes my life easier. Let's go to recent activity. As you guys can see, transfer details, pending amount, $100 weekly. That's the frequency rate. So every single week, it's gonna take money from my bank account and put it into my investing account. And then the transfer date is Friday, 6/13. So every single Friday, $100 will go into this account. And that's automatically set up for me. I don't have to ever move money from my bank to that account again. Bro, it's already set up. So it's not gonna take too much time out of your day. All you're gonna have to do now is figure out where you're gonna invest in. And actually, I will show you in this video what you should invest in. Right, I'm not a financial advisor, but these are 2 good stock or ETFs that I'm looking to long-term invest in. Okay, let's go to Trading View, because that's how you see the charts. And the one I want to go to is Charles Schwab US Broad Market. I'm using their broker to invest, so might as well invest in their ETF if it's good. And I'm going to show you guys why it's good. So this is their chart. They're doing pretty good. They had some dips, but other than that, in 2022, when you saw this dip, you just invested $100 every single week in 2022. You didn't know that the market was going to go all-time highs. You didn't know none of that. You're just like, man, I just want to invest in an ETF that will safely compound my account. Let's say you invested at the middle of that bottom right there. In 2 years, you would have made 51% just by holding shares of SCHB. So that's more than 10% a year. That's 25% a year, which is magnificent. And the reason I like Charles Schwab ETF is because, let's go to Zacks.com. So this is what I use to look at ETFs holdings. SCHB, Charles Schwab US Broad Market, SCHB. As you can see, we're on their holdings. They have 4 million shares of Microsoft, 8 million shares of Apple, 14 million shares of Nvidia, 5 million shares of Amazon, Meta, Broadcom, Berkshire Hathaway, Google, Tesla. All right. Now I'm going to show you guys why I like this ETF. Let's go to the S&P 500. Let's go to their holdings. Guess what? They have completely way more shares, of course, right? Because they've been around longer. 89 million shares of Microsoft, which Charles Schwab or SCHB, the last ticker we were on, they hold the same company. They have 180 million shares of Apple, 293 million shares of Nvidia, Amazon, Meta, Broadcom, Berkshire Hathaway, Google, Tesla. They literally hold the same companies. They do the same thing, but one is like 30 times more the price. The one I'm looking at, SCHB, is only $23. So does it matter that this is at all-time highs? Kind of, not really. You can just keep buying. Let's say it crashes. Let's say, oh no, China tariffs, bullshit, blah, 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 right? It goes down here. Are you going to get scared and sell your shares? No. You're going to keep buying, right? And what if it continues to keep dropping? You're going to keep buying. Guys, this is a long-term account. This is not a trading account. This is a long-term account. So you're just going to continue to buy, and that's it. Let me refresh the page so you guys don't think this is fake. There you go, $100. But anyways, you're never going to take money out of this account because you can go to the bank and get a loan out on this money that you have right in this account. So let's say we're doing $100 a month. Let's say in 4 years you have $25,000, and you're like, okay, you go to the bank, and if you have to hold certain ETFs or certain stocks that the bank approves of, and then once you figure out all that logistics and everything else, you buy those ETFs or companies if you don't already have them, and then you go to the bank and say, hey, I think they will allow you to take a 90% out loan on your total investment account. So you would just ask, can I get a loan on 20,000 out of that 25,000? Most likely they'll say yes. So you're using this as collateral for a loan, and the restrictions are you cannot do anything with this account. You cannot sell or buy shares, or you cannot sell any of the shares that they agreed upon. And that way, the reason I say take a loan out is because you don't have to pay capital gains tax on that loan. But you do have to pay a tax on selling if you ever sell the shares and take a profit. And this is how rich people have so much money, because they don't pay these capital gains taxes. And so they take a loan out on their investment portfolio, and use that money. And then with the income they have coming in, they just pay that loan off every single month until it's fully paid off. So you want to work smarter, not harder. Why would you pay 35% in capital gains tax selling everything? And so out of this whole 25,000, let's say your account was after 4 years was at 25,000, and you sell all your shares in ETFs, and you sell all your shares. Then you have to pay 35% to the government. So let's take 25,000 here. Let me take out a calculator. Okay, this is my new calculator, Perplexity. All right, this is, I do a lot of research with this. Anyways, what's 35% of $25,000? So you have to pay $8,750. What's left, right? So you have to pay $8,000 in capital gains tax, and now you only have $16,000. So you just got robbed out of $8,000 just because you sold your shares and you wanted to take a profit. But if you took a loan out, guess what? You still have $25,000 in that account. So guys, never take a profit and just take loans out, and then always pay off that monthly bill until you pay it off. And then what? That'll probably be over the course of a couple years. So imagine in a couple years when your account's at 50,000 now, you paid off that full loan, and guess what? You can get a 90% loan out of that 50,000, and then you can go to the bank, say, "Hey, I'm going to take a loan out of $40,000." And then they'll say, "Yes, collateral, you can't sell anything within this portfolio." Boom. Guys, this is how the rich people stay rich. They never pay capital gains. Yep. So always use other people's money to make more money. That's the key of this, the whole thing I was saying. But yeah, hopefully that gives you some perspective, what's available out there in the world and what you can do with money. And guys, remember, you don't have to invest $100 a week. Don't be upset or embarrassed that you're only investing $10 a week, $25 a week, $50 a week. It don't matter. At least you're making a change, and you're trying to do the right thing. In a couple years, you saw the calculations. It will change your life. And with the strategy I told you guys about, which take a loan out on those assets, bro, it can change your life dramatically. It's going to take a couple years, but I mean, who cares? I'd rather know that I will have money in a couple years rather than just live day to day. Why the hell would I live day to day focusing on, okay, what I got to do or buy now? Or, no, bro, focus on the future and today. What you do today reflects your future. You feel me? Yeah, if you guys are going to participate in this as well, DM me. Send me a screenshot. You don't have to tell me the amount, or just say, "Hey, I saw your video," or comment down below. Just say, "Hey, this gives me motivation to start investing or start doing my own thing." And yeah, man, just comment down below or DM me or post it on your stories, and then I'll repost your guys' stories or tag you in my post or whatever. Yeah, but for this free information, free sauce, y'all give me a like and hit the subscribe button if you're into this type of content, or you just want to learn about more ways of making money or how to utilize money, because that's what I focus on. I like money more than 90% of things in this world, and that's a fact. Y'all have a good one. Stay blessed. Please do something to change your life, even if it's not this. But I don't understand why you wouldn't do this, because this shit will change your life, man. If you only do $100 a month, at the end of 10 years, you'll have 20,000. That's better than saying you never invested and you don't have any investments in your account at 25. Makes no sense. I'm out. Y'all have a good one.